There are many chemical reactions which are caused by exposure of reactants to light radiations. These are of many types, including oxidation, reduction, decomposition, hydrolysis, and polymerization. Photosynthesis of carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and water, taking place in nature with the help of light, is a well-known example. So photochemistry is a branch of chemistry which deals with the study of effect of radiant energy on chemical reactions as well as the reaction rates and mechanism of such reactions. The light radiations of the visible and ultraviolet regions are chiefly concerned in bringing about such reactions. Their wavelength lie between 8000 Armstrong to 2000 Armstrong. Such reactions are known as photochemical reactions. So we can define the reactions which take place by absorption of visible and ultraviolet radiations are called photochemical reactions. Now we will see light absorption by solution. The absorption of light in visible and near UV regions by solution is governed by Lambert-Beer law. So consider a solution contained in a vessel or container which has a length of B. Let a beam of monochromatic light of suitable frequency be passed through the solution. Since it is monochromatic, its wavelength is fixed, so its energy is also fixed. The intensity of radiation can be defined as number of photons that pass across a unit area in unit time. Let intensity of the incident radiation be I0. When the radiation passes through the solution, a part of it is absorbed, and let the intensity of the transmitted radiation be IT. Then the intensity of the absorbed light, IA, is given as I0 minus IT. Beer-Lambert's law states that the rate of decrease of intensity with thickness of the solution is proportional to the intensity of the radiation, and this is also proportional to the concentration of the solution. So the law can be stated as, for a monochromatic radiation traveling through a solution, the rate of decrease of intensity of radiation with thickness of the solution is proportional to the intensity of the incident radiation as well as concentration of the solution. Mathematically, minus di by dx, change in intensity with change in thickness dx. The negative sign is given because intensity decreases as it passes through the solution, is equal to a proportionality constant K into C into I, where di is equal to change in the intensity produced by absorption of radiation. C is the molar concentration of the solution. Dx is the thickness of the solution. And K is a proportionality constant. Rearranging the equation 1, we get di by I is equal to minus Kc dx. Integrating equation 2 between limits, I is equal to I0 at x is equal to 0 and I is equal to I at x is equal to b. B is the path length. We get integral di by I0 to I is equal to minus Kc integral 0 to b dx. integral di by I is ln I within the limits I0 to I is equal to minus kcx limits is 0 to b. This is ln I minus ln I0 which is equal to minus kc into b. Log a minus log b is log a by b. So this is ln I divided by I0 is equal to minus kcb. Converting natural log to common log, we get minus 2.303 log I by I0 is equal to kbc. Equation 5 is the Lambert-Beer law. Equation 4 can be written as ln I by I0 is equal to minus kcb. This is equation 4. So I by I0 is equal to e raised to minus kcb, or I is equal to I0 into e raised to minus kcb. Thus the law may also be stated as the intensity of a beam of monochromatic radiation decreases exponentially with increase in thickness and the concentration of the absorbing medium. Now we can write equation 5 as log I by I0 is equal to minus k by 2.303 bc. This is equal to minus epsilon bc, or minus log I by I0 is equal to epsilon bc, or log I0 by I is equal to epsilon bc. Where epsilon is equal to k by 2.303. This is called the molar absorption coefficient or molar extinction coefficient. Log I0 by I is called absorbance, represented by A. So we can write equation 7 as A is equal to epsilon bc. Now there is another term called transmittance. T, which is the ratio of the intensity of the transmitted radiation to the intensity of the incident radiation. Now let us see what is the relation between transmittance and absorbance. A is equal to log I0 by I, which is equal to minus log I by I0. I by I0 is transmittance, so this is equal to minus log T. So A is equal to minus log T, or T is equal to 10 raised to minus A, which is equal to 10 raised to minus epsilon bc. And now we have the term A is equal to epsilon bc. This is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. So if you plot on the y-axis absorption, and on the z-axis if we plot concentration C, then you will expect a straight line passing through the origin whose slope is equal to epsilon b. So absorbance varies linearly with concentration. Now Lambert's Beer law has some limitations. First one is, if the radiation is not monochromatic, the law is not obeyed. Second one, the law governs the absorption behavior of dilute solutions only. At higher concentrations, the interionic attraction may alter the ability of the solute to absorb a given wavelength of incident radiation. And the relation between the absorbance and concentration will no longer be linear at higher concentration. That is, at higher concentration, if this is a straight line, it will deviate from linearity. Now we will do a problem. When a monochromatic radiation is incident on a solution of 0.05 molar concentration of an absorbing substance, the intensity of the radiation is reduced to 1/4 of the initial value after passing through 10 cm of the solution. Calculate the molar extinction coefficient of the substance. So from the problem, it is given that the intensity of the transmitted radiation is reduced to 1/4 to the intensity of the incident radiation. So the ratio I by I0 is equal to 1/4. We can use the formula log I0 by I is equal to epsilon BC. Now B is equal to 10 centimeters. C is equal to 0.05 molar concentrations M, which is equal to 0.05 moles per liter. Liter can also be written as decimeter cube, so we can write it as 0.05 mole decimeter raised to -3. Now we have to find epsilon here. So substituting log I0 by I is 4. So log 4 is equal to epsilon into 10 centimeter into 0.05 mole decimeter raised to -3. Therefore, epsilon is equal to log 4 divided by 10 centimeter into 0.05 mole decimeter raised to -3. Log 4 is 0.6021, and if you calculate, you will get the answer 1.2042 decimeter cube mole raised to -1 centimeter raised to -1. A homework. The percentage transmittance of 5 into 10 raised to -4 molar solution of a substance is 19.2% in a 1 centimeter cell. Calculate the absorbance A and molar absorption coefficient epsilon. Now here the hint is transmittance T is equal to I by I0, that is, it is 19.2% transmitted, so this is equal to 19.2 divided by 100, and the relation between absorbance and transmittance is given as A is equal to minus log T, and once you have found the A value, you can calculate epsilon value. Epsilon is equal to A divided by BC. Now we'll see the laws of photochemistry. There are mainly two laws which govern the photochemical reactions. They are the Grotthuss-Draper law and the Stark-Einstein law. We will see first the Grotthuss-Draper law. So in the 19th century, Grotthuss and Draper studied a number of photochemical reactions and gave the generalization known as the Grotthuss-Draper law. So we saw earlier that when light falls on certain solution containing reaction mixture, some light is absorbed and the remaining is transmitted. So only the absorbed component of the light is capable of producing the reaction, and the transmitted light is chemically ineffective. So the law is stated as only that light radiation which is absorbed by a system can bring about a photochemical reaction. So what they proposed was that in order for a photochemical reaction to take place, light must be absorbed. But it does not mean that absorption of light must necessarily be followed by a reaction. If the conditions are not favorable for the molecules to react, the light energy remains unused and it may be re-emitted as heat or light. Now there are some drawbacks for the Grotthuss-Draper law. It is purely qualitative in nature, since it says that only that light which is absorbed brings about the photochemical change. It does not give any idea of the relation between the absorbed light and the molecules undergoing change. Next, we will see Stark-Einstein law of photochemical equivalence. Stark and Einstein applied the quantum theory and studied the quantitative aspect of photochemical reactions. They noted that for each molecule to react, it has to absorb a single quantum of light. The molecule that absorbs one photon of equivalent energy is activated and then it enters into reaction. So the law can be stated as in a photochemical reaction, each molecule of the reacting substance absorbs a single photon of radiation causing the reaction and is activated to form products. When a molecule A absorbs a photon h nu, it becomes activated. This is the activated molecule. The activated molecule then gets converted to the product B. The overall reaction is A plus h nu giving B. Energy per quantum is h nu. So energy absorbed by one molecule is equal to h nu. Energy absorbed for 1 mole of molecule is equal to n h nu, where n is the Avogadro number. Since 1 mole of any substance contains Avogadro number of molecules, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. And the energy absorbed per mole of the reacting substance is called 1 Einstein. It is represented as E. So 1 Einstein energy is equal to NH nu, which is equal to NHC by lambda. Since nu is equal to C by lambda, we can substitute the values and see N is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms per mole. H is 6.62 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules second. And C is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second divided by lambda. This is equal to 11.955 divided by lambda into 10 raised to minus 2 joules per mole. This is when lambda is expressed in meters. So when lambda is expressed in Armstrong, Converting 1 Armstrong into meters, 1 Armstrong is equal to 10 raised to minus 10 meters. We get E is equal to 11.955 divided by lambda value in terms of Armstrong into 10 raised to minus 10 into 10 raised to minus 2 joules per mole. So this becomes 11.955 divided by lambda into 10 raised to 8 joules per mole is equal to 11.955 divided by lambda into 10 raised to 5 kilojoules per mole. If we convert kilojoules into calories, the expression becomes E is equal to 2.857 divided by lambda into 10 raised to 5 kilocalories per mole.